Uganda is a country that is endowed with plenty of natural resources, and as a country, we are focusing, just like the rest of the world, on renewable energy. But we have also been blessed with petroleum resource. We've confirmed 6.5 billion barrels of crude in the ground, out of which we expect to recover between 1.4 to 1.7 billion barrels, but that is only in 15% of the area. We plan to recover this resource so that we can plow it back into the economy by focusing on renewable energy sources, hydro, because Uganda is the source of the River Nile, the longest river in the world, and we are therefore tapping on the potential along the River Nile. A good number of large hydropower projects are going on right now. And then we have the plenty of sunshine, so we are tapping into solar at the same time. We have geothermal potential. We have biomass. Uganda is largely an agricultural country, so the forest cover, the water coverage is immense. And so we are trying to tap into these renewable energy sources to develop the economy. But while we are planning all this, we need to find resources that will go into supporting. So while we attract investors to come and join us in developing renewable energy sources, we are also attracting investors to join us in harnessing the fossil fuels so that we are able to support the remaining parts of the economy. Being an agricultural country, we need to modernize agriculture. We have infrastructure, roads, electricity that we need to work on. We have social services, health systems, hospitals, the schools, for building capacity. All those require plenty of resources. So we want to harness the black gold, which is in the ground, and plow it back into the ground in form of green gold. And that is the agriculture that I'm talking about and the renewable energy sources. When you look at the outlook for the future, we've discussed in this Africa Oil Week, what does petroleum resource have for the future? We recognize that much as all of us globally, we want green energy so that we can sustain and protect the environment. Still, the oil resource comes in handy to support us as backup for the renewable energy sources. As a country, when you plan for your energy needs, in the event that the renewable energy sources are not able to sustain you, the fossil fuels come in handy. And that is why we agreed that over a period of time, as we phase out fossil fuels, they will still become pertinent in the development of our economies. And so for us as a country, we plan for renewable energy in our mix, but there is a thermal component of it to serve as a backup for energy security. And it really comes in handy because we've experienced periods where the drought has been rife, the water levels go down, and therefore the generation capacity of hydro goes down, and thermal comes in handy. So we will try to optimize the renewable energy sources, but also in our energy mix, there's a component of thermal. And that is why we are preparing to go into production so that we can recover this crude. It will generate revenue for the economy, and this money is going to be plowed back into more renewable energy sources for the economy so that we can have our population utilizing modern energy services to take care of their well-being in terms of health and in terms of wealth creation.
Now, if we look at the fossil fuels, how are you encouraging direct, foreign direct investment?
Well, in the past period where exploration has taken place, already the oil companies. We have 3 oil companies that have so far invested in the country, in the exploration and the development, and over $3 billion have been invested. Now, in the period for preparation, in the next 3 to 5 years, we are going to see an inflow of about $20 billion as we prepare for production, because what needs to be done in preparing for production upstream, midstream, and downstream, all those areas in the value chain require huge sources of financing to be able to prepare. For us to be able to get this oil out of the ground, we must know where we are taking it. And as a country, we have decided that we are going to add value to this oil by manufacturing petroleum products, and therefore a refinery is one of the destinations that we are working on. We've already got Albertine Graben Refinery Consortium. We've already entered into a project framework agreement. They are now carrying out the front-end engineering designs for a 60,000 barrel per day refinery, so that we are able to meet the energy needs of the country and the region. All of us right now are net importers of petroleum products. But we're also looking at accessing the international market. And so we've agreed that we're going to construct a crude export pipeline from the western part of Uganda in Hoima, where the crude oil is, to the Indian Ocean port of Tanga, that is in Tanzania. It's going to be 1,444 kilometer heated pipeline, because our crude is waxy. Now, these 2 projects, each of them is attracting about $3.5 billion just by themselves. And already we have the joint venture partners, that is Total E&P, we have CNOOC, and Talo Oil. Those are the international oil companies that we are working with in the country, partnering to exploit this resource so that we have a win-win situation. So in the next 3 to 5 years, we are expecting an inflow of about $20 billion to prepare for the exploitation and harnessing of this crude oil. And of course, after that, once the production has begun, then we'll be able to share the proceeds in accordance with the production sharing agreement that we've entered into with these oil companies.